Alright, so it's been a day since Zinedine Zidane announced that he was going to step down from the Real Madrid manager position, and I'm sure it shocked literally everyone in the football world. I know when I saw the news, I thought it was fake at first, but it's legit, it's for real. Zidane is actually going to step down from what's probably the biggest managerial position in the world. What made this news even more shocking is the fact that he just came off winning the Champions League for the third year in a row, and it seemed like everything was going well. Real had recovered well after the new year, and it really came as a big shock. But taking a step back and really thinking about it, I think the only reason he stepped down is because he won the Champions League. I think if Real had lost the final to Liverpool, I genuinely believe Florentino Perez would have sacked him. It would have been a bit harsh considering that Zidane has won so many trophies in just 2.5 years, but it would have been somewhat justified when you really look at Real Madrid's season from an overall point of view. They came third in the league and they really had a very bad season in La Liga up until December or January. And then in the Copa del Rey they got eliminated by Leganes of all teams. And in the Champions League, in this new timeline, they would have lost in the Champions League final against underdogs Liverpool, so it would have been quite justified, although harsh. I think the feelings Zidane felt immediately after the final was just that of relief and, feeling as though a burden has been taken off his shoulders and off his back, because this whole Real Madrid experience, I'm sure for him it's been great. He's won 9 out of 13 possible trophies, but I'm sure he'll never forget that period between November, December when Real Madrid fans were questioning him. They were questioning whether he was even a competent manager. I think that really rubbed him the wrong way, and I think until the end of the season he was just determined to preserve his name and save his reputation, because I'm sure throughout his career as a footballer and as a manager, he never expected to get this sort of treatment from the fans. I'm sure he was booed a couple of times when he was a player, but I don't think he expected to be treated with such disrespect after delivering so much as a manager. The feeling of being respected and being revered in such a way that not many other people are at Real Madrid, I think that was replaced by insecurity and feelings of, being disrespected, not being honored enough for your contributions. I think that's what drove Zidane to step down while he was still on a high, because if he hadn't won the Champions League final, who knows how people would have perceived his time at Real Madrid. The fans probably would have considered him lucky to have been able to motivate the players to 2 consecutive Champions Leagues, but eventually the luck ran out and, his lack of tactics showed. Instead, he got out while he could and stepped down as probably one of the most successful Real Madrid managers ever. Another factor that I think probably played a part in Zidane stepping down is he probably believes next season Real will fail to win the league again, because, to be honest, Florentino Perez's transfer policy, it's just not encouraging at the moment, no matter which way you put it. The players Real Madrid relies on the most, and their best players in general, are near or over the age of 30. This could not mean anything good for the future at all, because in about 2 to 3 years, a lot of them are just going to sharply decline and the team will take a nosedive. I know Real Madrid has been trying to get young players, who they can mold into world-class players who can one day be starters for Real Madrid. But at this moment in time, the team needs 2 or 3 starters, especially attackers, who are going to go into the team and make a difference instantly. Zidane made one of the smartest decisions to leave right now, because when the new manager comes in, they're going to realize that the team needs to be rebuilt. They just won the Champions League, but the team still needs a lot of work to be done. This manager will also have the advantage that when they're rebuilding, they won't be seen as a villain. They'll be seen as trying to implement their own new sort of ideology and style on the team. Unlike if Zidane had started just bringing in new attackers, it could have caused a rift in the dressing room, because there's these guys who have delivered for him so many times and he's now just ditching them out for some new guys. With the new manager who will take over, this will be seen more so as shaping the team in his own identity. I think the rebuilding process will take between 2 to 3 years, and I think Zidane will come back. Just looking at the way Florentino Perez described him leaving, he said something along the lines of, "This isn't a final goodbye, it's more so of a see you later." During the 2 to 3 year period that Real Madrid will be rebuilding, I think Zidane will probably take over from Didier Deschamps as the French national manager after France once again fails to win a trophy, and He might possibly win the Euros if he's given enough time to really implement his tactics. Because from what you've seen of him at Real Madrid, he's a very good cup manager, and the format of international football might actually suit him. But I fully believe after that 2 to 3 year period is over, you'll definitely be back at Real Madrid. So, what do I think about the whole situation? I think Zidane leaving is just more proof of how demanding the Real Madrid job is and how damaging it can be for your career if and when you eventually get sacked for not performing like Benitez and Carlo Ancelotti. Your value and status as a manager is just never the same as it was prior to the Real job, and even if you are still a good manager, people can always point to that period when things went sour at Real Madrid. In this rare case, Zidane managed to save his reputation before it was too late, and I have full respect for him because not many people would step down after managing something so historic. What will Real Madrid do next? I'm not really sure. I have no idea who will be the next manager, but reports are saying Guti will probably take over, so it seems Paris is sticking to this new way of hiring managers. Anyway, that's pretty much all for me. This news really shocked me because Zidane is one of my favorite personalities in football in general. Definitely one of my favorite players that I never got to see live, but those are my thoughts on the situation. Make sure you tell me what you think about it. Make sure you comment. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like. If you didn't, make sure you dislike. And that's pretty much all for me, so peace.